Some thought this day would never come, and after many delays and even speculation that this device was vaporware, the AYN Odin is finally here. I just got mine delivered today, and I wanted to give you guys a glimpse at the device as we wait for AYN to ship the rest of the pre-orders. So while I plan to definitely do a full in-depth review with a more formulated opinion, especially when I get the dock in about a week, I wanted to just quickly get some gameplay tested and get a feel for the device overall and share it with you guys. So let's just get right into it, because I'm excited by this device and I think you will be too. The AYN Odin comes in 3 different versions. There is the Lite, the Base, and the Pro. I've got the Pro here, which has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 854 processor, 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, and a 6000 mAh battery that runs Android 10. I put together this table that has a bit more information about each of the versions, and you could feel free to pause it here if you want to take a closer look. As we unbox the device, we've got the instructions, the device itself, and a USB-A to USB-C cable. When we take the Odin out of the box, it feels as premium as it looks. It's got a bit of weight to it. At first it felt lopsided, but once you have the system in both hands, it feels extremely balanced. This device is all screen. It's got minimal bezels, and that 6-inch 1080p screen really shines. Literally, it's super reflective when it's off, so excuse my forehead if you see it throughout this video. Looking at the controls, it's got the 2 analog sticks with L3 and R3 functionality, a clicky D-pad, similar to the PS Vita, a home button above the A, B, X, Y buttons, and Start Select on the bottom right. At the top, we've got the micro HDMI out and a slot for the micro SD card, as well as the volume control and power buttons. The bottom of the device has the charging port and a headphone jack. If we take a look at the back of the device, we'll find that there's extra buttons to use as turbo or other mappings on the back. It's also got this curved back, so holding this device really does feel fantastic. If we compare the Odin to, the Nintendo Switch, since it looks so similar after all, the Switch Lite is pretty close in size, but the Odin is just slightly bigger. The Switch Lite is also significantly lighter than the Odin. Comparing the Odin to the regular Switch, you can see that it's quite a bit smaller. It's about the size of the Nintendo Switch minus 1 Joy-Con. It is, however, just about the same weight as the Nintendo Switch. When we turn on the device, the boot screen continues the theme of this device feeling truly premium. When you power it on for the first time, you get a pretty quick setup wizard which will set your time zone, get you connected to Wi-Fi, and let you choose between the Odin launcher or the stock Android home screen. So far, the touchscreen works really well and seems to be perfectly calibrated. Another fun feature is that the analog sticks on the sides of the device have lights that you can turn on and off through the Odin launcher menu. So that's where we'll end things with a hardware overview for now. Like I said, I'll have a way more in-depth review coming in the next few weeks, which, by the way, if you want to make sure you see that video too, make sure you're subscribed. Starting with PlayStation 1, I was excited to find that I was able to upscale Tony Hawk Pro Skater to 1080p and it played incredibly smooth. GameCube, I wanted to give it the best chance to succeed, so everything here will be the PAL version, which will max out at 50 frames per second. And while performance varied, it's extraordinarily impressive. Super Mario Sunshine seems nearly playable, and I'm sure we can get there with some tweaks. It hovers right around 25 frames per second. F-Zero is surprisingly more playable than I expected. It isn't running anywhere near full speed, but there are moments that are pretty close. Overall, this is crazy. I had literally no expectations of this game running whatsoever. For N64, I had no issues even when I upscaled to 1080p. For PlayStation 2, I tried Kingdom Hearts and I was simply stunned. This is an early release PS2 emulator and the game plays pretty well. There are definitely minor dips running around in this first area, so we'll have to see how performance holds up throughout the rest of the game, but this is very promising. Game streaming with Xbox Game Pass also seems pretty great. It just works out of the box. I do wish I could remap the controls, but that's a Microsoft problem, not an Odin problem. Also, excuse my despicable Halo skills, please. So, I know this was a pretty short video, but I wanted to just get a quick sense of how this device seems like it may perform. For the full review, I want to test out a bunch more systems like Wii, Wii U, 3DS, and Android gaming to see how far this device can be pushed. But so far, the hardware and software are living up to expectations, and that's so exciting to see. Before I sign off, there is one thing I wanted to ask for your help with. Let me know in the comments what games and systems you want me to test out. Let me know if you have any questions about the Odin that you want me to cover in the next video. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss my follow-up video on the AYN Odin, and I'll be back real soon with the next video.